Now, here's my question to you. Is if you're not in a trend, if right now your current income is not going up, if your current income is not growing, if your group's not growing, you know what? I know this is controversial, so what? I've been involved in 16 different direct sales companies, 16 different ones. Why? I used to make millions of dollars by selling long distance and pagers. You know what? Is all of a sudden people don't want pagers anymore. People don't want long distance anymore. Now it's given away free with cereal. So one of the key things to my success is catching trends. Catching trends. My mentor, which is now a multi-billionaire, said, you know what, Robert? You don't have to be smart. You don't have to be intelligent. All you got to do is find a trend. Find a trend that's moving like a freight train, 80 miles an hour west. You don't have to be smart. You get in front of it, and guess what? You go west. And so my whole entire life, you know, I learned from these kind of people, and they consistently are always jumping on trends. And you know what? The naysayers, the people that don't make any money, the people that are not documented, the people that won't show you their documentation, they're the ones that go, oh my God, you know, those people that jump from company to company to company, they're bad people. You know what I mean? Are they really? You know what I mean? Here's a controversial thing. When I went out and became a auto mechanic, I got taught by a very successful auto mechanic. And he said, listen, Robert, what you got to do is you got to go out and consistently work on your credentials. You got to go out and get certificates. You got to go to all these, you know, go out and get your ASC, your Automotive Service Excellence test, right? Once I got those and I became documented, a master automotive technician, then immediately what ended up happening is I went to my quote unquote boss, my supervisor, you know what I mean? The service manager. And I'd say, listen, you know what? Look what I just got. Look at these certifications. And he would look at me and go, so what? So those certifications and those learning and those working on my skills made me more valuable to other companies than the company that I was with. And so I very simply went out there and was in a position where I'd go to another, event or something. Usually it was a training or a Toyota certification. And service managers would approach me and say, listen, how much you getting paid at your current job? And I'd say, well, listen, you know, right now they're paying me $11 an hour. And he goes, really? I'll pay you $12 an hour. And I always heard from people that were not successful that, you know what, Robert, this is going to mess up your resume. You know what? You can't go from company to company to company. And I was like, really? You know, I got a job when I found this one, or I had a job when I found this one. So I would always go back to the service manager or the person that hired me and say, listen, you know, I just got a job offer over here for $1 more an hour. And they would turn around and say, I don't want to do it. Then I would move. So when I first got involved and went out into the workforce, ladies and gentlemen, I know this is going to sound controversial, and I don't care. But I went out and consistently got a job. I worked at probably every Toyota dealership in Southern California. And you know, from El Monte Toyota to Keys Toyota to Hamer Toyota to North Hollywood Toyota. I went to every one of them and I kept getting raises, more promotions by learning new techniques, getting more valuable to the marketplace, which is Jim Rohn said, is if you become more valuable to the marketplace, you'll get paid more. And then what I did is I seeked out individuals willing to pay me that. Now, here's my question to you, is if you're not in a trend, if right now your current income is not going up, if your current income is not growing, if your group's not growing, you know what? I know this is controversial, so what? I've been involved in 16 different direct sales companies, 16 different ones. Why? I used to make millions of dollars by selling long distance and pagers. You know what? It's all of a sudden people don't want pagers anymore. People don't want long distance anymore. Now it's given away free with cereal. So guess what? I've been in 16 different companies and I'm proud of it. I made more money every time I went to a different company. So when I talk about a game plan, and let's say that you want to turn around and make, $4,000 a month. You want to make $1,000 a month. You want to make $40,000 a month. Really watch companies because they're trends, man. The companies that 5 years ago that were the number one companies are no longer the fast growing number one companies anymore. And so you see these trends where the companies consistently keep growing. And I know there's this big controversial out there that, you can't keep jumping from company to company to company. Well, great. Then give me a raise. Give me a raise. Increase the amount of money that I make per satisfied customer. That's all I do all day, every day. Every day, all day, I go out there and find people that either want to be a customer of my product, or I find people that want to turn around and become business partners with me. And if one company will pay me more money than another company, then guess what? I'll go back. I'm courteous. I can go back to the person that I'm currently working with and saying, listen, you know what? ABC company's willing to pay me a lot more money. And for that reason, I was wondering if you'd be interested in giving me a raise. And that's when you'll find out, ladies and gentlemen, exactly how much you are worth to the company. You are worth to the company. So, you always hear these things, you're building a business within a business. Really? The definition of insanity is actually believing that you actually have something that you can will to your children, that, that could be in some kind of inheritance. You know what I mean? If you're an independent contractor, like I've been for years, you do not own the business. You know what I mean? Individuals can turn around and make decisions and take your $2 million a year income and destroy it in a heartbeat. Why? I don't know why. So bottom line, capitalizing on trends is one of the things that my mentors taught me that ended up to be invaluable information. Because as soon as I find a new company that's got a new trend, it's like, I don't think that any one of you have any problems with upgrading your new smartphone. I know this was controversial, but hey, I'm one of those individuals that, I believe that if you just speak it the way it is and you come from your heart, that's it. And of course, through working through a lot of personal development, I gave up on what people thought about me years ago. So documentation beats conversation. Thank you very much for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you could please do me a huge favor and share it, even like it, I'd really appreciate it. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel and have a very, very, very blessed day.